Hey guys, this is Jeremy here at Metal Music Meltdown, back with another video. What we're having today, guys, is the next installment of my top 10 bands of each subgenre. Like I said in previous videos, I'm really surprised I never tackled this series earlier on the channel. I've started a series where I've done my top 20 albums of each subgenre. I recently did grunge, and I've done my top 10 bands of each country. I've kind of been working on that lately too. I never really just thought, why didn't I just do my favorite bands from each subgenre? So I've been tackling that. So if you are new to the channel, definitely check out my playlist. I've done thrash metal, death metal, and melodic death metal so far. And next in line, I wanted to tackle progressive metal. And when looking at the subgenre, I didn't realize how many of my favorite all-time bands were kind of in this subgenre. I guess I don't really consider them. I don't think of it that way, like progressive metal, because there's so many like bands that are like a blend of like progressive death metal, progressive traditional metal, progressive folk metal. So when I really look at this list, it's comprised of a lot of the bands I've been following for many years. And my number one is my favorite band of all time. So it's kind of a spoiler alert. You probably know what it is if you follow the channel with any length of time. Let's jump right in, guys, so the video's not too long. I technically have 11 because I couldn't decide what to put at number 10. And I have a tie for number 10 because I didn't want to leave either of these bands off. Number 10, I have Tool. I was more into Tool when I was younger. That's why it's a little bit lower on my list. A lot of people might think that's blasphemy. For a lot of people, Tool would probably be number 1 or number 2 on a progressive metal list. Like I said, I was much more into them when I was younger, and I really kind of fell off of them. They just don't put out enough material for me, and Tool's one of those bands where you just have to be in the mood for them, but when you are in the mood, no other band hits like Tool does. But like I said, they had a release in 2019. It's already been 5 years since that release. And before that, it was 13 years. 5 years before that. 5 years before that. 4 years before that. Like, they have only put out 5 albums since 1993. So it's, 30 years, only 5 albums. Like, they need more output. But the material they put out is top tier material, really good stuff. Just not a band I listen to with high rotation, but I do enjoy them from time to time. And tied with number 10, I have Haken. A little bit of a newer band. Their first album was released in 2010, but they have put out 7 albums already. And this is a band I've been introduced to more recently, kind of from watching Sea of Tranquility. The guys over there were really praising this band, so I wanted to check them out. And every album I've heard so far has been a banger. I've actually listened to them all at one point or another, but they're all bangers. Like really good music, good musicianship, good songwriting, super progressive, experimental, but just heavy. Really good band. I can see over time, once I have more exposure to this band and, I listen to them more, they'll definitely climb up my list for sure. At number 9, I went with Savatage. So this is one of those bands where they're kind of a blend of traditional metal, progressive metal, power metal. Love Savatage, love their early albums. Hole of the Mountain King is a top 10 album of all time for me. Masterpiece of an album. Sirens and Power of the Night, 2 more great albums from the band. Just some really good melodic, progressive, traditional metal. Really good stuff. If you're not familiar with them, most people are if you're into metal. But really good band. At number 8, I have Dream Theater. Usually when I think of metal, progressive metal, Dream Theater is kind of the first band that normally comes to my mind, or one of them, because they're one of the bands I consider to be just pure progressive metal. They're not really a blend of other things like black metal, death metal. They're more just straight up progressive metal. But really good band. I don't have a lot of their stuff. I like their early material much better. Images and Words is a masterpiece. Metropolis Part 2. Failing into Affinity is really good. Most of their albums are really solid. The only one I didn't really like was The Astonishing in 2016. The album is boring. But otherwise, really strong discography. The musicianship is through the roof. Really, really good players and drummer, guitar, everything across the board. And really good songwriting. Great songwriting with lyrics and great composition. Just really, a really good band, top tier. At number 7, I went with Enslaved. Progressive black metal. Started early off as more of a straight up black metal band, but their last albums have been kind of a blend of progressive and black metal. This band's just been on a hot streak of putting out banger after banger. Their last like 4 albums have been like 10 out of 10 albums, like really good stuff. Utgard was really good. Heimdall from last year. But even the earlier albums like Frost, Eld, really good stuff. The whole band, really solid. A lot of melodic passages, a lot of catchy hooks and stuff. So don't think it's kind of more black metal stuff. They have a lot of black metal in there still, but it's not what you might expect from that style of band. Really good stuff. At number 6, I have a band I'm a little bit more new to as well called Wilderrun. Really good band. Only have 4 full lengths in total so far. Another band I need to pick up all their stuff. I don't have any other albums on CD unfortunately yet. But my introduction to the band was Veil of Imagination from 2019. And killer band. If you love Opeth like I do, these guys do like Opeth worship is the closest thing I can say. For, death metal elements, super on the progressive side. What else? Folk metal mixed in there as well. But it's really masterful compositions. A lot of layering, a lot of, like I said, composition is complex, a lot of odd time signatures, but super heavy still, but still maintains melody and a lot of hooks. Really good band. Another band that'll easily climb my list over the years once they kind of put out more material and I get more exposure to them. At number 5, I think it is, I have Catatonia. Good mix of progressive, doom metal, goth rock, heavy metal, kind of a unique band. Very depressive, kind of somber kind of feel to them. Like I said, don't really sound like anyone else, but another band, I love all their stuff. The Great Cold Distance, Viva Emptiness, Night is a New Day, City Burials, like really good band. I think I only have Dead End Kings is probably my favorite album from them in 2012. I think I have like 5 or 6 other albums on CD. It's another band I need to pick up more of their stuff. But yeah, killer band, just really depressive, gothic, but a lot of good progressive elements mixed in there. Had to make my list. Number 4, I went with Evergrey. Sweden, progressive power metal, kind of traditional metal band. Really clean vocals, really melodic, tons of melody in their music, but still maintain a lot of progressive elements as well. Their album from this year, Theories of Emptiness, is a front runner for my year-end album. It's kind of duking it out with 1 or 2 other albums, so I'm still kind of trying to figure where to put it on the end of the list. But I guarantee their latest album will be in my top 5 for sure. But love all their stuff. Theories of Emptiness is a masterpiece. Their album from 2022, Heartless Portrait is really good. Escape of the Phoenix, The Atlantic, like The Storm Within. Love all their stuff. Really good band. Ton of hooks, but still maintain heavy guitars and odd time signatures. Just a really good band. Number 3, I went with Gojira, a band I've been following for quite some time now. I think I got into them around 2008 with The Way of the Flesh, but really strong discography, Fortitude, Magma, L'Enfant Sauvage, from Mars to Sirius. Every album's pretty much a banger. The first 2 albums were a little bit more on the straight death metal side, but still pretty good. But I prefer their newer material overall. But just a banger band, put a banger after banger of an album. It's one of those bands that doesn't really put out a weak album. They're just really good. Number 2, another band I've been into for quite a number of years. I've been following them since like 2004. Mastodon. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 releases so far. I think I have all of them on CD except for Hushed and Grim. I've been kind of buying them as they come out, but I haven't picked up Hushed and Grim yet. I think it was too expensive when I went to buy it. I didn't want to pay like $30 for it on Amazon, so I'm waiting for it to kind of be a better price. But overall, really killer band, progressive metal at its best, multiple vocalists that kind of give a good layering effect. My favorite album from them has always been Blood Mountain, but I love Crack the Sky. It's a masterpiece. Leviathan's another one that's up there. Those are my top 3. But all their albums are really solid. If you don't familiar with Mastodon, which I'm sure most people are, they're pretty massive in the metal world. Definitely check them out. At number 1, guys, it had to be Opeth, my favorite band of all time. What more can I say? With albums like Watershed, Ghost Reveries, Blackwater Park, Damnation, Deliverance, Still Life, on and on and on and on. And they do have the new album coming out next month in a couple of weeks. The Last Will and Testament. I'm really pumped for that. But yeah, as Opeth have been my number one, my favorite all-time band. Love everything they do. Take you on a journey. Perfect headphones band. So many layers and complex compositions. Michael Oakefeld has some of my favorite guttural vocals as well as clean vocals in metal. He's a genius in terms of songwriting, in my opinion. The compositions are complex, but still very ethereal and heavy and beautiful. Just perfect metal music. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know down below what your progressive metal bands would be in the comments below. And I'll probably tackle doom metal next. That's probably the next one I'll do. It's another subgenre I listen to quite a bit. So thanks for watching, guys. Keep it metal.